You are listening to the No Invite Podcast.
Season 3.
The progression.
Follow us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast or look us up on YouTube at No Invite Podcast.
The best kept secret.
Hey. You are listening to the No Invite Podcast with your girl, The Best Kept Secret. I also have with me...
it's Hot Momma here today, too.
HT Mama. HT, that's my dyslexic spelling, you know what I'm saying? I forgot something. And you got me your boy Blaze already. You already know what it is. And driving today, I'm sitting shotgun with the map and the road map and the navigation. And proceed.
Yes. So we are on episode number 97.
97.
Okay. We getting it lit around here. So I want to kick it off with asking everybody. So like, I'll start with me. My weekend was awesome. I just came from this event called Content Was Key. And there was a guy there I specifically wanted to listen to. His hashtag or his name on Instagram is Sleep is for Suckers. But he does he has his own podcast, but he also does like a lot of stuff. And I was like, oh, let me figure out what he got going on. So it was super dope. And then they had like dinner after. It was supposed to end like at a certain time. It went like an hour over, which is like a good problem to have because the engagement from everybody was like really there. So it was actually a really dope event.
It was a vibe. People weren't, it's not like people were like, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. They want
Yes. Everybody and then people started networking, people started talking. There was another guy there that now, I'm looking for a man. We all know she's single, she looking.
I know, you're looking fucking good, can we?
And that's how you know Ann was doing something before this, because usually she don't get ready for the podcast, y'all. So we're not that important. It's only for the streets.
Listen,
and on the streets, you know what time it is.
Somebody gotta wipe me.
You know what I'm saying? So this was the guy that you put in that you sent me, right? Because I know you sent me a video, and he was talking about this event. So what is that? What exactly does he do? What's his name?
So the guy who was hosting the event, his name is Terry Griffin, and he throws there's this event called the Network Event Space. And he also hosts events like the motherfucking brunch. They also doing like boat cruise. He be throwing, So they throw like a lot of events and they're bringing it locally. But his vision is basically to bring all entrepreneurs, like have like a space for us to like network, get to know each other. And the Bay Area in California. And
connect.
So the thing is, we not like Atlanta or LA, where, and in certain places where you go, you're going to get certain pieces of love. It's not like that. And I think you want to bring it to the Bay Area. So it was dope. I liked it. The event was super nice. And, I met a few eligible bachelors. So it was definitely cute. I liked it.
In there, and we're networking, like I said, networking. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at you though, Ann. You got to go for yours. You know what I'm saying? Somebody told me a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? I'm like the last slice of pizza. You got to scoop me up before it's gone. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
That's what I'm assuming that's how it is. They got to get you for you're gone, Ann.
Because once I'm gone, there is no coming back. That's what y'all got to realize. But so my weekend, it was cool. Plus right now, I shouldn't say this too loud, but my mama out here, and when she out here, I ain't got to deal with the kids. So, we trying to enjoy this weekend.
So you really going up, huh?
Right.
We look forward to, because I feel like right now, nobody wants to take care of the kids when they're so young. They're like, oh, he's still in diapers. Like, I don't want to babysit him. Like, but once they're a little bit older.
Too much responsibility.
Yeah, I feel like does it get better?
It does get better.
It does get better. Sorta. And I'll tell you why. From the perspective of a mom, like my son is 11, girl, and my daughter is 9. They got more of a life than I do. Like my daughter just went to the movies. My son, he went to Dave and Buster's. And I'd be like, okay, well, it's time to come home. But why? And I'd be like, the nerve. I'm fun. So it's like it get better and easier, but then it kind of.
You're getting out that cool range.
Exactly. And it gets sad when it's like now, right, like when they're super young, it's like, okay, you know what? I may need a sitter from time to time. Now I'd be like, hold on, no, you can't go. Like, you're not leaving.
You don't want to stay here with me and watch movies? Or we could go get something. You find yourself bribing your kids to try to
right. Like, you were like, listen, I had to bribe the girls. We had to go get our nails and feet done. Like, that's how I got them to actually spend a Saturday with me. It was ridiculous. So it gets better, but it kind of gets a little bit worse because then you create monsters like, ooh, I know mom want to spend time with me. Mom, can I do X, Y, and Z? And you could just pay for it? Yeah, we could do it. And they were like, we could do it together. Okay.
You better enjoy it while it lasts.
Okay. Oh,
you better enjoy them while small while they last, because once they grow up.
Camping, you guys, and I got to hold both the babies like in my arms next to the fire. It was definitely sweet, but man, about to go to this concert next weekend, and I'm just like trying to find a sitter. You know, it's like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, they definitely go on. As they get older, it's easier because you want to be able to take the kids to go have fun stuff. Like a lot of times, family members and stuff like that, they want to take the kids because they want to go do shit that they want to do, but they'll get looked at crazy because they're adults now. Like they want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. So come on, I got a nephew to take you to Chuck E. Cheese. Let's go, like, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. At the same time, also, it's like how you said those, because they're more. You gotta be over them more. You gotta be constantly on them and stuff. But that's like the best part, because once they stop fucking with you, it's over. You're gonna be lonely.
There's no coming back from that.
Yeah. And then they will eventually, but you gotta understand, once they start on their own shit, they're gonna be on their own hype after that, and all you could do is just hope that they want to stay close.
Create all the memories you can now, because I know my kids, they're creating memories without me. They're like, what? Yeah. Like, I've never been to Great Wolf Lodge, but my kids have gone.
Oh yeah, I heard that place is pretty like fancy smancy too.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't invited. They was willing to pay for the kids, but they didn't invite me. The kids just happened to go to their house.
So expensive. Don't worry. I don't think you're missing out on much, but lucky you're
Most definitely.
Okay. So how was your weekend, Miss Hot Momma?
Man, let me tell you, we've been moving and grooving. It's the summertime, so we're making memories, and it's been lovely. It's really been lovely. Like, which part of the weekend would you like to hear about? No, I'm just
whatever you want to share.
No, it was, like I said, with the family, we were, this was our first annual like family camping trip. And so I look forward to next year, because it's going to be even better. And this year we just did it real local, and we even like left diapers at home and stuff. And so we had to turn around and come back. But lucky we were close enough to be able to do so and it not be a big deal,
That sounds fun. Okay. What about you? The blazed one.
Me?
The blazed one. Oh, I'm so in studio right now getting lit. Let me tell you. I see up and I was like, God damn it.
I mean, when you're an astronaut and you're outer space in the solar system, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Esther out here, you know what I mean? Right now, she's circling the earth right now as we speak.
Shout out to my husband, because after the last one we did on Zoom, he was like, damn, baby, I can't let you do that again. Out in the basement, like you're getting tortured and shit. And I was like,
it did look like one of those shady cartel videos where they were going to cut Esther's head off and shit. You know what I mean?
My true background.
Real shit.
No.
That's all we were waiting for, somebody to pull up and just start fucking. Tell me what I need to know.
Yes, I'm out here, in space now. Super trippy. I'm so grateful. It's so great.
Yeah. Get hiding, stay high. You know what I mean?
How are you though? Over there in your, smoke.
I am over here in my optical illusion of a room. People probably think I'm somewhere fancy, but really I'm not. But my week was good. You know what I mean? Since I came back, because I'll be doing traveling for work and stuff. And since I came back from work, you know what I mean? I've had like super hot focus right now. You know what I mean? My focus has been, I've been every day getting to it and just staying on top of things. I feel like I think I recommend this for everybody that doesn't already get it. Everybody should have at least like a day or two alone. and maybe not alone, like, but interaction wise, but like when you're not alone, like you could be at the same place, a house or whatever, but just be like, don't like on your own shit, like think, because the times that I spend alone, you know, when I was off for work and shit like that, I don't know nobody in these other areas and stuff like that. So I'm not, you know, out there doing nothing. So I'm just chilling at home and just thinking of ideas, and hella shit popped up to me, you know, popped up on me. I just been getting my house in order. I got a mentor as far as business goes. So they brought up a question to me, and that's kind of why, you guys know already, we talked about it already. So I kind of put it out there. I have a mentor that was talking about just, you know, what if something was to happen to you, he asked the question, if something was to happen to you, and what's it called? Nothing, and how many of your business will survive? Like whatever, you got sick, you had to take a leave of absence, God forbid, incarcerated or whatever. How many of my businesses were surviving? I thought about it. I was like, shit, none. Really?
Right.
So, you know, because of that, I mean, it kind of, instead of it being, I've always tried to practice, you know, having contingencies in play and having things in order. You know, I'm all about delegating, right? But at the same time, it's like, I haven't been giving people an opportunity to learn what I do in order for them to help me do what I do. You know what I mean? So, I came back really inspired, really, and focused. And there's some changes coming to the podcast. We're not going to say nothing. We're not going to announce nothing. You guys are just going to see it. So hopefully the people that have been rocking with us from all over the world, you know, to our home state, I appreciate y'all. And we're going to keep trying to give y'all the consistency of a stalker. You dig? So
Okay.
With that being said, yeah, my week's been good. You got any of y'all play the lotto?
No, I don't play lotto. So the thought of giving them $1 for like a once in a billion chance, it feels like I might as well just throw that dollar away. Like I could just burn it.
I mean, we do that. We do that a lot anyways. We buy bullshit for $1. That's how I look at it. So it's like,
we do, but we buy bullshit we won't. Not
really. Not all the time. Sometimes you just buy bullshit because it's bullshit.
Oh, and you see all that like impulse stuff at the end, like a fan or like some chapstick, or maybe it might be something that you might need, but it's bullshit.
Man, a snack, some food that you didn't fucking really want. You just kind of like thought you wanted it.
Now, I can say I spend so much money on food that goes uneaten. It's ridiculous. Like ridiculous. At this point, I don't even need to buy fast food no more because I never eat it. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Even with like just your food too, like from the grocery store, like it hurts when I have to just throw it away. But anyway, I don't know. The lottery, I don't play either. I'm kind of along the same lines of Anne. Like I just don't feel very lucky, and so I feel like. No,
that's a mindset you got to get rid of right there. Hold on.
We're gonna put an end to that. I didn't say I don't feel lucky. I never said I don't feel lucky.
Not when it comes to that. I don't know. That's my words, not Anne's. Anne says, waste of money.
I feel lucky. I just don't feel like it's. To be honest, if you ever notice, everybody that wins the lotto, they're in like the smallest little podunk town that don't like maybe got all of like 1,000, 5,000 people. Like that's how I feel like the lottery is. And then when you go and like, there are people who are true gamblers. They're buying like hundreds of tickets, or like they know they have a method to it. Like my grandmama birthday twice removed, and then my cousin. Like I don't have the time, energy, or space for any of that. I have like
no idea what the fuck you're talking about right now. Like you're making it sound like it's like it's magic or something. Like you have to, like, to be honest with you, it's random numbers and motherfuckers there's only, all we know about the lotto and how people after the lotto functions is kind of just like what we think or what pop culture thinks.
Right.
Like,
never met anybody who's won the lotto, right?
I have.
You have?
Yeah, I have. He blew it all over.
Have you?
Yeah, like a million.
What?
Like $1 million. He hit for like, when it was all said and done, he hit for like $1 million and $1 million too. Long time ago. This when I was a kid though. This was when I was probably like a teenager. It was my sister's friend.
That's still more than I have ever known somebody. So that's cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
because that's also another theory of mine that it's fake and that it's made up thing, right?
nah, I don't know. I don't know if it's made up or not because people do win.
So,
Like,
I people that have won, like, I guess they get like one of the numbers or something. So they've won like $1,000 or something. I've never known anybody to win like a jackpot.
well,
I have a cousin who's a true like gambler, and I'd be like, oh, it's excessive. I'm not.
Well, see, the way I look, okay, so I get that for sure. And the lotto is like, obviously the odds are fucking terribly against you, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's not fake because they've shown people, and there's even like documentaries on people that have won the lotto, and because there's also, they say there's like a lotto curse. Like some people the people that win the lotto a lot of times are probably the worst people, even if they're not rich, probably the worst people. The thing to do for them would be to give them a lot of money at one time. So there's a couple of documentaries on that and like the lotto curse and all that stuff.
I've never heard of the lotto curse before. That's interesting.
I've never heard of the lotto curse.
Yeah, they say a lot of the people that win the lotto eventually turn into like that. It just bad shit happens. They die. A lot of them die.
Yeah. So then I really don't want to play.
I
don't give a fuck. I'm taking that chance. Shit,
You play?
I'm taking that chance already. You know, I'm doing this working regular for somebody else. Let your boy hit the lotto one time. I do play the lotto. I don't play all the time. I just play when there's a lot of money because it's like fuck if I'm gonna waste.
So you played for that billion?
I did. I bought like 6 tickets and it was like I think it was $24 total. You know what I mean?
$24 for 6 tickets.
Yeah, and somebody out here actually for the mega lottery, the other lotto, the super lotto, out here in Contra Costa County from Pittsburgh, dude hit for 40 bands. Actually,
where he at?
They ain't putting his name in there.
Is he married?
Yeah.
Man. But what's it called? You feel what I'm saying though? So it's
I'm
possible.
about to figure out who that is.
Well, I'm just saying. Like I said, I don't play it. I'm not like other people. I guess when they play it, I don't play it like, yo, I'm gonna win, or I'm upset if I don't, or I'm down, or I miss the money. Because if I didn't have the money, I'm definitely not gonna fucking play it. You dig what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, fuck it. You know what I mean? You gotta be in it to win it, baby. How you gonna win if you ain't get in? You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I like lottery tickets or slot machines or like the tables, any of it. I'm just like, I'm okay. I'd rather go buy some weed or something.
Yeah, I could dig it. Well, I look at it, it's like I probably fuck off this $25 buying some bullshit food that I don't want. So I was like, fuck it, I might as well put it at something else. It's gonna both go to waste anyway. So
yeah,
that's how I looked at it.
So listen, I don't understand why they won't put the person's name.
Because people like Ann that want to find him just because he got 40 bands. That's probably why.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, for all I know, it could be like somebody granddaddy, which I'm not opposed to a granddaddy either. You know what I mean? Because I'm like right now,
somebody's getting that sugar baby treatment for at least a couple.
Listen, because right now I'm telling you, like silver foxes are winning. Like that's becoming a thing now for me. Like that silver fox movement, I'm loving it. It's real hot. So I could do a granddaddy.
You're embracing it, huh?
Yeah, so a granddaddy, but they didn't put, all they said is railroad. So now I just got to be somewhere on railroad.
Yeah, they said he hit.
Oh.
That's wild.
I didn't think that.
Okay, so
but it says they won 140,000.
It said 140,000. I thought he just said 40,000 because he didn't win the whole lotto. He won like 3 numbers, I believe it said. Unless I read incorrectly, he won like 3. Like because if you make up to 3 numbers, you get a percentage of the pot, but you don't get the whole thing. You got to hit every number to get the grand prize. You do what I'm saying? So speaking of that, you know what I mean? Also, the reason why I asked though too, because everybody was trying to play that shit, and they had hella people. What was it, like DJ Khaled and the dude from the Migos that owns the Migos fucking record label and shit, how they were buying like fucking $100 and hundreds of dollars worth of tickets and shit like that. So a lot of people were pissed off about it. I just wanted to ask you, Esther, what you think about that shit? Like, do you think that they should be? I mean, I already know how you feel. So, I mean, about how you playing lotto, but like, I mean, who knows? You might feel different about this.
it just is what it is. Like, people are gonna do what they want, like, all the time. So just let them do what they want. Like, and people are gonna be sad about everybody's actions one way or another. I personally don't care if they are out there buying hella or not, and if they end up winning that, like, good for them. Like, good, you got the means to do so. That's what happens in life. That some people have the means to do things and others don't. Like,
yeah. And you know what? It's cool because then it's like when they lose too, you be like, see, motherfucker, that's how I feel.
yeah,
Right. Like, you spent all that money and still didn't win.
Like,
Didn't even hit like some of the numbers.
asshole. Like,
y'all lost. You know what I mean? Like, I with you. We sure to lost together. We're all, in this motherfucker together. You know what I mean? But nah, I mean, yeah, you right. How about you? What you feel about it, Ann?
To be honest, like, I understand people feel like it's unfair, but I do feel like life is unfair. The problem that I have is, like, you will feel this way about like a DJ Khaled, right? But there really are people who don't have the same like following, or they don't have the same like lens on them, and they're doing the same thing. Do you feel that way about them? Because to me, it just got to be consistent across the board. Like, if you want to limit how many tickets that people can buy, then you got to limit it for everybody. You can't limit it for other people. And there is people who will like buy 100 tickets at a time. Like, just that's what they do. Like, that's why they have like Gamblers Anonymous and stuff like that. People are like not paying their mortgage just so that they can actually pay. So do you feel that way about them people?
I'm gonna hit. I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit.
gonna
like, how did
time
for real? You be like,
there's gonna be no Christmas today. I'm sorry.
Listen,
there's gonna be no.
And
Christmas
that's what I'm saying. That's not even. I just feel like. I feel like if you genuinely feel like you care, then you need to care about everybody. So how many people actually purchase more than just what you feel is the limit? And until you can tell me that, I don't give a fuck about DJ Khaled or none of them buying nothing.
I feel the same way, exactly like both of y'all said. It's the one where it's just like, yo, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like you said, whether you know it or not, a lot of rich people do that shit. And, for anyone to get mad at that, it's just like, yo, probably a lot of the people that were mad, they weren't even fucking playing the lotto. See, that's why I'm not going to play, because people like that. Nah, you making excuses for shit. Like,
you read my comment or what?
Huh?
I said you read. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Look, man, that's why I ain't gonna play motherfuckers like him.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know. People, it's because, like I said, when it comes to this fucking online shit and everybody's always upset about something, man, it's like, shut up. I really, like I told y'all before, to be honest with you, I feel like a lot of this shit is just bots and fake shit. Like, that be starting these controversies online, because a lot of this shit that people are outraged starts online. All you gotta do is get a bunch of group of people to fucking feel some way about something, and they can make enough noises. That's what social media is. It's a way to inform a lot of people or misinform them, I guess. You know what I mean? So,
like, news too, right? Like a bunch of people that are like all talk about the same news or whatever, the same thing. Like, I don't know. I think it's just a bunch of drama. Like a group of people that are just worried about drama.
I think it's just a lot of sensitive shit. It's like, bro, get a fucking life already, man. Who gives a fuck? Like, everybody. My theory is like, everybody's too worried about what's going on online and need to be worried about what's going on in real life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And
that would be too much like, right?
You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. We sit here, we podcast and we discuss these things. We get perspectives, but I ain't, I'm about to get so worked up that I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do type shit. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man.
And
it ain't that serious. At the end of the day, fuck it. It's how I feel about it. But if they do it, so what? Right?
I feel like you can't tell somebody how to spend their goddamn money.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad we had this talk, because you know what? I see now that I got two people that don't gamble, and I don't really gamble, but I don't got a problem. I swear I don't, but. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let's get to know who likes to run the lotto and who don't. So,
well, next time they have $1 billion, I say we can start a no invite podcast pool where we all can put in $1 and buy a ticket.
Hell yeah! And all our viewers too put in $1 and
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Put $1 in the pot And you know what I mean, when we get the money, you know, we'll make sure we'll bring you guys the best podcast that you guys ever had in your fucking life.
Exactly.
You know
Boom. Y'all want to support us? Buy us a ticket.
See, you know what's even more crazier, bro? Look, think of it like this, okay? A lot of people spend a couple of dollars, like I said, like with my frame of mind, like, yo, couple dollars, what I'm gonna miss a couple dollars for? Fuck, if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. Imagine if we got a bunch of people to do that to one person every day. To see how much money we could get everybody.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Like, hey, there's 30 of us. Let's 10,000 of us right now. Let's all give a quarter to this person.
That's such a great thought. Like I've seen things where people are like this, like where they're like, each day we'll send each person, you know, and then if we all just send $1. But I feel like it doesn't end up working out one way or another. Like there's somebody who ends up getting cheated. No, like I've never participated.
Well, I don't know about that. And I don't know. I'm just saying, like, just in general is what I'm saying. Cause yeah, you're right. People do that stuff. And it's like, I don't know about people getting cheated or not. I think at the end, all it is just you get exactly what you put into it back.
Right.
So I've seen people do it from an entrepreneurial standpoint. They will create pools for, and they have a third party. Everybody pitch in like a certain dollar amount. Where the problem typically comes in is like, let's say all three of us say we're going to put in $100 a month, right? Mm-hmm. And then 1 month you get it, 1 month she get it, 1 month I get it. Well, if the month that I'm supposed to get it, or let's say the month that you're supposed to get it, I don't have $100 to give to you.
They end up getting
that's
less.
That's where things start getting fuzzy, because at some point you have to make up for it, and then it'll be moved on to the next person. That's the only thing that I've seen.
We've done that before. Like I've done stuff like that before, where we just help each. It's like just an entrepreneur, like you said, helping each other invest. Where I got a group of folks together, and we all do music, and we all do things like that. We all chip in a pot every month, and we give that pot to that person, but it's to specifically only go for his business, whether it's a music video, some recording time, some whatever. And like I said, by the time it comes back to you, basically what you get in one lump sum, you have already given, but in smaller increments every month, which you pitch in. So for instance, let's say we're going to do $750 between the three of us every, so whatever, we're going to donate like us three towards the pot. We're going to give it to Ann. And then Ann, you get to spend this first on your business. And then, okay, next month we do it again. We split $300 or whatever, or however much I said, $700 three ways. We throw it in a pot. Now it goes to Esther. You spend that on your business, however we want to do it. The next month comes around, it's my turn again. Like people do that, and that's to help them get. It's to help you kind of save, you know, in a sense, because a lot of times people don't save, bro. But you're right. That was the problem, is you have to get people that are going to commit to spend that money no matter what, so that it doesn't cheat anybody. Like you said, you're right. If they don't do it right, you could get cheated out. Not cheated, but you just get the shorter end of the stick.
You get shortchanged. Yeah.
Don't nobody want to put that. That defeats the purpose. Mm-hmm. So the only way that something like that is successful is that everybody commits, at least for a 3-month cycle. All three of us get our payment for 3-month cycle. We'll do that. You know what I mean? So.
Commitment was always such a hard thing for me, like especially financially. Like I never had a nice car for the longest time, just because I didn't want to be in a financial commitment with anybody or anything, you know. Like I
struggle with commitment.
Could you believe that?
You know what she's struggling. It's just that same mentality that all of us grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Like we're we don't have a lot of faith in banks and fucking, you know what I mean, having loans and shit out in your name and stuff like that. And it's just like, you know, as you get older, you start to realize that, you know, it's something that you need in life.
You know?
Yeah, because think about it like this: they don't educate us in school about this, right? When we go to school, they don't teach you how to do a bank account. They don't tell you how to apply for a job. Well, they kind of do the job thing, but the bank account, they'll show you how to do that. They'll show you about your credit. They don't show you how to manage your credit. They don't show you a lot of shit. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right.
That's part. Well, I in my school they did.
Yeah, well, it depends what school you go to too. But a lot of these schools don't do that, and it's not hard to tell that in more impoverished communities that they really don't. You know what I mean?
So I will say what we had it's unfortunate, but we had. Well, I know like I mean, you know, I grew up in the hood, but like there used to be this life skills class that we had. And they pulled all of those. Yeah, they pulled all of those out of school.
Yeah. So I'm still a person like, I don't know why they don't have, I know, and it's funding, but I'm saying, I feel like they should still have home ec. Because these kids nowadays don't know how to fry an egg. Like what do you do? Like,
they don't. But do you know, and when you go to richer neighborhoods or more affluent neighborhoods, one, the curriculum we all know is different, right? But they even teach in their schools that put some of your money in the bank, but in reality, you shouldn't be putting your money into a bank account because banks are even insured. They're putting their money in insurance companies. And that's how they're like building a lot of wealth because your return on investment is a lot better. And you can get insurance policies that have cash value. Yeah. So you put in for it. Yes, like all that. So those are things like my sister's always lived in like the nice neighborhoods and her kids went to the better schools and all that. And when I was listening to my nephew talk, I was like, they taught you that in school? Yeah. Because we didn't learn about that. We do fish fries when somebody dies. So what are you talking about life insurance? Like, and it's so unfortunate to say that, but that it really like simply just growing up in a more affluent neighborhood can teach you how to move your money in a more strategic manner that I feel like they teaching us basically how to consistently lose our money. Fucking crazy.
I agree. Having liquor stores on every corner, super available, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just money, you know, it's money, and obviously the impoverished places don't get the access to that money. But yeah, it's think about it like this: like we're all product of our environments and stuff like that. And the mentality and the way that a lot of these schools are taught, they don't teach them in the sense that they want to build independent people. They want to build people that are dependent on what they do, you know, dependent on buying fast food, dependent on working at their factory jobs and working at being as an employee instead of being a CEO. Instead of showing them how like part of that is having financial responsibility and having credit and stuff like that. That's like one of the things in maintenance society. If you want to do like, you know, whatever, you know, it's just a necessary thing for mostly everything. Really, if you think about it, you want to buy a house, well, you gotta have a good credit score. You know what I mean? Or good enough. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You want
a lot of people don't even buy stuff like
what's the
some of the stuff that I'm learning
when
now.
You don't have a good credit score that sucks.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of people are like leveraging their credit for so many different things that I feel like if you actually would have taught me the importance of credit when I was younger, I'd probably be in a lot better position than I am now. Sometimes I'd be looking at my mama like, I'd be wanting to tell her she broke. But I mean, then she my mama, and I'd be like, oh, I can't do
your
that.
Mama, yeah.
Right. But like my mom, she worked the same job for 35 years and she's retired and she still works. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't have that life. That's not for me.
At the end of the day, the only thing that I want, you know what I mean, is everybody wants a security, you know, and you don't want to be, you don't want something to happen to you or something that could be prevented and you just do not have the finances to do something about it. You know what I mean? Like, to me, because that's what it is. All it takes is money nowadays. You know, unfortunately, it's the society we live in. It's like, you know, you got to have more than one hustle out here. You got to do more than one thing. And if you're going to do something, then you got to try to aspire to be the best that you can at it for not only yourself, but it gives you more of a opportunity to, you know, maybe be more successful than you probably could imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, everything you do, you got to do it with intent. You know, what's your intent? How are we gonna make this? Because I mean, it goes back to what you want out of life, obviously. But for sure, you know, you gotta. It's a dog eat dog world, y'all. This is DJ, you know what I'm saying? Blaze in the building, you know what I mean? So, but yeah. So look, we're gonna take a quick break. It's the Known Vibe podcast. You already know. And what are we doing? We'll take a break, and then what we talking about?
Then when we come back, we're going to talk about relationships. Y'all can let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all. So we're back with No Invite Podcast. And I wanted to ask everybody a quick question. How do you take compliments? Like, how do you feel about compliments? Do you prefer people to not compliment you? Do you feel like you need them in a certain way? Like, how does that work for you?
I'll tell you what I don't like is I don't like when somebody gives me a compliment and then there's somebody else around and then they're like, well, what about me? Am I pretty too? I hate getting compliments around bitches like that.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. But
like, I hate, like, you know what I mean? Like, can't we just all have our moments? Like, compliments are compliments. They're okay. They do make me feel uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. Like,
I just feel like everybody's a liar. So I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, you're like, you're just telling me that because
like, what do you want? Yeah, what you want? Yeah.
Hey,
so you go into it like
sex with you.
I go into it like everything else. What's your motive?
Yeah.
So somebody can't just compliment you for the sake of complimenting you?
No. Yeah.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm gonna let her finish explaining because mine's a different explanation than what she's talking about though. But go ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no. Carry on, Blaze. What you got?
Nah, I was just saying, I don't take them good like for a couple reasons. Obviously, first of all, is like I say, what's your motive and then who it's from. And then it depends on who it's from, really. Really, that's all it is. Like, if, you know what I mean? Sometimes people, you know, and it's how it's said. Sometimes people say shit and they be trying to say it like with a bit of disrespect in their voice. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, yo, keep that. You know what I mean? It's all how about you say it. It's really a compliment to me. I could only take it from people that that I think that I care about their opinion of me. Like, not to,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you're like, you know what I'm saying? If you're my folks and my peoples, I get a compliment, like, oh, you doing your thing. Well, I appreciate that. At least I know it's, I feel like it's more sincere than just somebody just trying to say something. And I'll tell you guys why in a little bit. I got actually a story from my week I forgot to share with y'all, but it's kind of fucking hilarious though. So, but well, I might as well say it now. We're on the pod, right?
Right. I was about to say,
I was at work and we were working at a specific location. It was a bank. And, I went in there, procedure, we sign in shit like that. Then we go do our job. We change whatever we service what we were supposed to service. Then we're out. On the way out, we got there, we set up at our job for the day. And there was a couple ladies in there, some older office ladies, and I mean older, like in their 60s, somewhere in there, right? And I go to the restroom, which I usually do if I need to. For whatever reasons, a lot of times I wash my hands a lot. I'm like weird, you know what I mean? Because I'm always touching stuff, so I don't like to leave shit sitting on my hands. But I come out from the bathroom and the lady's out there waiting. You know what I mean? There's the little hallway before I'm supposed to hit the corner and go to where I was at. And she was like, I'm sorry, I need to see your ID. And usually that's what happens when we work. We got to get clearance. We got to pass through security or somebody takes down our ID, whatever, stuff like that. So I was like, okay. She did like this. She grabbed my ID. She was like, oh. And I'm like, and then she's all, so here you go. And she winked at me and she kind of like stuck her tongue out her mouth a little bit at me, like how I was supposed to feel. Yeah, she did that little, me out the side of her mouth. Like she winked at me and the whole shit. I'm like, all right, man, got my ID, put it in my pocket. I'm like, she saw out of pocket. It's crazy, right?
You got sexually.
Hey, she trying to let you know her retirement check about to come in. If you want to, cash in on that.
She got me fucked up in a major way. But hey, so no, it was funny though. The whole interaction was just hilarious. You know what I mean? And it's like, to me, I didn't take that as a compliment. I would have been a horrible person if she would have tried to mack at me because I would have kept it all the way real. You know what I mean? Ooh. I'd have been like, nah, hell nah. Now I would have been like, you're scum. I'd be like, yo, I'm in a relationship and you could be my grandmama. You know what though?
Way though is I really like.
What's wrong with you? You could be my grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, abuela. What's happening? She was old, bro. It wasn't like no silver fox shit. This one was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, mama, you need somebody your age though. Like, you shouldn't. You're supposed to be over there. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to wipe the dust off that pussy. Some motherfuckers would. Hey, I know some scandalous motherfuckers that would. For sure.
No, have you ever seen that? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to send it to y'all in the group because there is like I don't know if it's TikTok or what, but there's like a younger guy, and he's like sitting in the car, and it's like, you know, when an OG try to give you like those back compliments. And so she was like, hey baby, you know, you look nice, you such a handsome young man or whatever. She was like, if you was my age, and he was like, I will fuck you. No, I ain't playing. I will fuck you. Like, let's just put it out there. Yes, he tells the old woman that, and I'm like,
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You know, they say too, like, it's funny that we're talking about this because they say right now, a statistic, they're saying that the highest rate of STDs is actually in seniors and older people, like from like 55 and up. They said, no, 65 and up and shit, some shit like that. Like, I don't know if it's highest, but it's up there. It's high. Like, it's like they get busy. I don't know. I can't even picture that. Like, oh,
I can picture it.
I can picture it because I don't plan on stopping.
No, I don't plan on stopping either. But see, it's different though. When you're that age, you're like, yo, this, I know what it is. Like from my perspective, from me looking at myself in the future, I wouldn't want to see myself. Like, I'm glad that time, you know what I'm saying? I don't have memories of being old and then showing them to my younger self. It's kind of the other way around, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
If I did, it'd be terrible. But yeah.
Well, the reason why I asked that question is because there was this thing that I was looking at. It was an article I was reading, and the guy, he proposed to his now fiance. She said yes. Mm-hmm. But he wrote like this long paragraph, and I thought it was super sweet. Like, oh my God. But everybody was giving him so much shit because it started off saying, you're not the most beautiful and you're not the most intelligent. But basically so what I got from the message is he was basically just saying, like, you don't have to be like the most beautiful woman in the world. You don't got to be the smartest, but you are perfect for me. Like, no, I love
say you don't got to be. He said you're not.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Let's get the language right. He said they're not. Not. There's a difference between you ain't got to be like,
but look,
push for that.
But he still loves her anyway.
You know, it don't matter if you're not push for that, the excellence in yourself. Nah, you're not. Fall back.
Even with him doing that way, I still want you. You're perfect for me, flaws and all. Like that dimple in your booty, I love it. Like that's all me, and that's how I took it. Like
I want to swim in there. I want to live in there.
But everybody felt like it was this like big thing. I'm like, okay, so Miss Hot Momma, how did you feel about it? Did you read it?
Yeah, hell yeah, I read it. I got hella bent out of shape, bro. Like, I feel like, oh my God, how sweet. And I'm over here like, what's the fucking point of this? Like, you want to tell everybody that I'm some dumb bitch? Like, basically is what you're saying. Like, is the way that I interpreted it.
He didn't say she was dumb.
No, he's just telling you what you're not.
Yeah.
You're not the smartest.
Yeah, to me, that's like hella out. Like, what was the point of it? Like, to me, like, I really like how Blaze was like, compliments, it matters from who they're from, because to me, that's like when somebody's like, oh, you look good, right? Like that's a compliment, but it's really not very, it's not very meaningful, right? But then like when it's like more intimate, I feel like, and not so public, and it's more like on a one-on-one basis almost even, then that's what really makes it meaningful for me. And so I feel like if my significant other or somebody that I was fucking with was out there, then was just like to everybody like, oh, you ain't this and you ain't that, but you mine and I love you.
You ain't
I was like, no.
You weren't the cutest of the bunch. You wasn't the
I'm like, checking over your dick wasn't the biggest, baby, but it's gonna do.
That's what I'm saying. It's like how you. It's not. Sometimes it's not what you. But say, did you say it.
My question
I read it all.
is.
I read it all. I read all that shit. I'm just letting you know. You said, did you read it? Yeah, I read all the shit.
Yes, that's what I'm like. Did y'all read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I guess.
It's a little wild, right?
Y'all so sensitive.
Yeah, you know what it is? You know what it is? I'm not a fan of anybody doing anything for the gram like that, period. If I can't come to you and tell you and make you feel comfortable and make you feel good, period, and letting you know that, like, I rarely even do birthday shout outs. Like, if I'm shot, because you know what? People don't care, bro. Unless you know that person that I know and we know him, you know, I give him a birthday shout out. Everybody watching don't give a fuck.
No, it's like not as sincere.
And so, and that's the thing. It's like I look at it like that too. When people do everything just for the gram, like Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, here, take a picture of my Benihanas. Take a picture of my motherfucking this. Take a picture. It's like, you know what I mean? What are you doing it for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is this, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's just different. It's like, it has no meaning. You know, stuff like that means something when it's, you know, like with the right people, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? Like,
so it also reminded me too. It reminded me of this thing that happened recently. So my daughter spent the night at my mom's house recently, right? And she tells my mom tells me that next morning. Okay, so she tells my mom tells me like this. She says that, so yeah, you know, we're cuddling or whatever, and your daughter tells me, I love Papa T and I don't love you. And I was like, Grace, you just told your grandma that you love, you know, Papa T, but you don't love her. Like, that's pretty rude, you know? Like it's okay to tell somebody that you love them, but you don't got to go and point out what you don't enjoy or what you don't love. You know what I mean? And so it kind of reminded me of that. Like you could say, Papa T, I love you, but you ain't got to go and add that extra, like, but Grandma, I don't love you though. And she was just joking. You know, she said
she's learning
or whatever. You know what I mean? She knew she was like teasing and playing a joke or whatever. But this guy was serious in your post, right? This guy was serious. He was seriously saying that.
He's like, yeah, baby.
I took it as
IQ was low. But you know what I'm saying? You still.
But see, I guess what I was taking it as is because in reality, especially now with social media, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody wants this instant gratification of perfection. It is unrealistic. Mm-hmm. Like every girl is having, I won't say every, but many girls are like looking at all these Instagram models and, oh my God, how do I lose weight? How do I get a smaller waist? How do I make my double chin go away? How do I, and there is this certain level of, to be honest, on some level, Instagram and even like Snapchat with the filters where you don't look like you look a little bit more slender. And like they're creating certain levels of like insecurities, or at least they're heightening them for people, right? So to me, I guess when I read it, I didn't take it as a negative because the reality is I may not be the most beautiful, because really stuff like that, similar to art, it's like, it's what's the word that I'm thinking of? It's based on the receiver to actually say it and like actually, beauty,
the holder kind of
thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. So to me, I just felt like he was saying like, you're not the most beautiful woman in the world. You're not the most intelligent woman. She probably done some dumb shit.
Terrible,
but it may sound terrible. But to me, what I liked about it is he's telling her, even with your flaws, I still fuck with you the long way. I still want to publicly tell you that I love you and I want you to be my wife. And I want everybody to know that this is my girl. I don't give like, you don't got to tell me about the dimples in her booty because I seen them and I don't give a fuck about them. I still want her.
And things.
And I think that's more so the part of the message that I feel like got overshadowed by like the first two sentences. Now, if the question is, could he have worded it different? Yes, I'm sure he could have.
That's all I'm saying. He could have. There's better ways to put it. You know what I mean?
There are, but also if you, because I was looking at them and I was like, I didn't get to do the full deep dive that I wanted to do on her and him, but I really want to know their culture and where are they from, because like West Coast, we speak very different than East Coast. So like on the East Coast, they can be like, yo, mom, what you coming out like that for? You know that shirt don't fucking fit. The fuck? Go back in the house. And it wouldn't be like, but on the West Coast, we'd be like, oh my God, he said that to you? He don't want your roll out? What kind of rude shit is that? Like, he should feel like he loves your roll. He should kiss it. Like, we're so like trying to sugarcoat every goddamn thing that it's almost like you ain't leaving room for us to honestly tell the truth.
What he said, though, that he just said that example used two different things.
Listen, but she's not the smartest. Like, she ain't no Einstein.
But also, yeah, you're right. You're right about that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say
she ain't in the Guinness Book of World Records.
And she ain't win no motherfucking modeling things neither. So, you know.
Exactly. So he didn't
at least we know
say nothing that wasn't a lie.
He gave me a good description.
Lie to me, baby. Lie to me.
Beautiful lie. So it's not even, I'm good. Like, just don't say shit. You know what I'm saying? Say that for the sake of it. No, you know, in all actuality, it's really how the person takes it, you know? Like, it depends on who's coming from, like I said. So for her, it was probably nothing. And since everybody else obviously ain't got no kind of relationship with this dude. They're worked up over it. They can't see it for what he intended it to be. Because obviously he didn't get on there and say like he was trying to badmouth his woman. He was actually holding her up. But the problem is what's it called? Like people were like, yo, the way it sounds, it's kind of also like clickbait in a sense, you know what I mean? Where you kind of like, once you get the context of it, you're like, yo, it's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't like it. Like me personally, I wouldn't prefer that. I feel like he could have worded it better, but everybody else, obviously they don't have no they don't have no relationship with this person like she does. So how she took it and how everybody else in the fucking world took it is two different things, you know? But yeah, he got me fucked up though. Don't say nothing.
Yeah, he also
like me saying,
he
get on
ain't gonna apologize for that shit either.
Stupid bitch. That's like, what if I say shit like that? Is that you know what I mean? Are we gonna get upset at that? What if if me and my girl talk like that and I just be like, hey, you stupid fucking bitch, I love you. You know what I mean? Like,
but in reality, there are people that really talk like that.
No, like, I know, because I know people like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's like, so I know people like that. I'm talking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Nah, I don't talk like that, yo. Come on now. But what's it called? Okay, I get it. But
yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was cool. And then that definitely segues right into the whole, like, I just feel like people are in these people's relationship business. And it's like, oh my God. First of all, some of you people, y'all wouldn't have as many issues that y'all have if y'all mind the business that's paying you. But I ain't gonna be mad at y'all because y'all can stay in our business because that's what's keeping the ratings up.
We're here to give you opinion on everyone else's business.
Right.
Because y'all
that's the whole job.
Yeah, that's a whole job nowadays. Because look, it is though. Social media now has made your entertainment interactive now. So it's not like, oh, we gotta wait on TV to watch some fucking show. Now you're a part of the show if you want to be. You could be in the show somewhere. You could affect the show. You could speak directly to the fucking actor, which you never would be able to do before unless you took the time to write him a letter. So now it's like it's so much shit. Like how you say people get worked up over stuff. It's like, to me, it's entertainment. When I watch this and I give these perspectives and stuff, I don't get worked up over this shit. The only thing I probably get worked over is real life issues when we're talking about some real deep shit, like, real life and the human condition type stuff. Not like social media, who fucking disrespected who or this, that, man. Fuck all that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that shit, like you said, I don't see nobody getting a check for that. There's no stimulus for being in other people's business out here in these streets. Now, if you make money doing it, like, you know what I'm saying, podcasting with them, more power to you, but that's different because I would hope that you don't get your feelings involved when you do that. You know what I'm saying? But
facts.
That's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? We've been moving around and I actually wanted to talk to you about the next one because we talked about it too, and it kind of pertains to this. The next topic, it's been going on. Esther, we talked about this too, and I put it in the chat. It's the man with the debates going on again. Once again, these are internet things, so understand that it could be 100% truth or it could be all fake, and these are just situations that are brought forth, and we choose to discuss and debate them on social media because we are a part of the entertainment now.
We are a part of the hologram. We have to ask.
Exactly. We are in the matrix now. So there's a debate going on Instagram. It's predominantly, it's all about women really. And the debate is do women were asked if they preferred a man with $250,000 of street money, hustling, obviously living the fast life, however you get it like that, or a working man with $40,000 in the bank and he got 9 to 5 and he's doing this shit. Now, I'm gonna start with Ann. Mm-hmm. Get that shit off, Ann. I just want to know because you're not only
I want them both.
You're business savvy. See, that's what I'm saying. She's really living in the future. We got to get her like a futuristic background for her shit. Like, go ahead, Ann, explain.
Okay, so look, right? I want them both. I could work with either one. Man who works a traditional 9 to 5 and he is actually able to save $40,000 just really needs to learn about proper investing so that he can actually turn that $40,000 into $400,000, right? And he can keep going. He also probably has a lot of that him being able to save that shows that he has a lot of discipline, which means that taking the time to really like research and do stuff before you actually get something going, that like you can really like, you can work with that, right? That's doable. You said a traditional 9 to 5, you didn't say how much that traditional 9 to 5 was paying. But I will not take. It depends, because right, you got to think, right? Let's say he's been saving since he was 18 and just got to $40,000 and he's my age, right? Then I'm gonna have to question, I need to question like, why did it take you that long? One. Yeah. Two, like with the issue with the traditional 9 to 5, it's not even that it's a bad thing. The question always comes down to ambition, right? If you can match my ambition, then we can go somewhere. I don't care where you get that money from. The person with the fast money, we just gonna get to, all we gonna do is wash that money and make it legalized and then turn that into a business. So you're gonna be fine regardless. So I could take either one of them. I won't both.
Okay, so what happens when the dude gets locked up?
Then he go to jail.
And then all the money and everything else goes.
No, that's not the way it goes. See, that's why I said
I'm gonna tell you like this. It's locked up. Before that happens, now you gave the best case scenario. So now I want to get your perspective on the worst case scenario. He gets locked up, half that money is seized, about another quarter of that or a third of that goes to lawyers, and they talking about he's going to get like 10, 15 years. What's Ann's next move? Are you going to turn that half and hold him down?
Oh, so like if we really fucking with it, I don't mind holding you down. That part doesn't bother me. Like okay. I don't mind that at all. Man. Yes, like if I'm in it, like we in it for life. So the holding you down part does not bother me. I don't mind.
Take that money that's left over and flip and make it.
I feel like with to me, the way I look at it is the reality is people that's out here and they getting dirty money is just because of the fact that they have the same ambitions as a person who's like doing what we doing. You work a job, plus you got multiple businesses. Yeah, you just trying to feed your fucking family. So no, I'm not going to let go of my man just because he got locked up. Now, didn't know what he got. Like if it's just for this, yeah. But if he got locked up for some other shit, depending on what charges are determined. It's conditional depending on what charges. Because certain things, it's just I have my
so check this out.
But yes, I won't. I'm still going to stick with him. And on top of that, you got to think about it, right? Even if they seize everything, all of it. Reality is if he's making money and moving the way he's supposed to, he'd have made connections. I'm not even just talking about like the illegal connections. Fucking power, fucking the book of whatever. That's not, I'm gonna tell you like this. That's not how really things function though. Like, you know what I mean? What you mean? If he gets seized and he gets all that shit right now, you're at the same spot. A lot of people, when they're dealing and they're making money like that, they don't want to talk to you. They don't want you in their business. They won't even look at you when you come talk to them about anything. They're going to be like, hell no. Like, I dealt with this man and he's gone now. So that's why that's all I'm dealing with. So that's the reality of it because, you know what I mean? It's vicious. It's cutthroat, bro. It's like, you know what I mean? You can't... You know what I mean? Unless you've done business directly with them, like everything that goes with him is gone too. So, well, I still feel like at the end. So you gonna hold him down? If my man is good, I'm not leaving my man. Okay, that's all I want. If my man, because I feel like if you got $100,000 once, you can get it again. You'll be fine. We just got to find you a trade so that you can go get the money legally. So I'm not leaving. And I ain't mad at you because worst base case scenario, y'all gonna ball. And you got the business savvy for it. And a lot of times you're by a lot of hustlers. That's what they don't have. They don't know the legit ways and means and have the resources to want to do something with their money and shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, right. You know what I mean? And what about you? Which one would you prefer, Esther, out of both?
You guys, I'm going to keep it super square. I'm like the squarest person you guys are probably gonna like meet. We're over here talking like it's a movie and shit or something, and she's over here like, I don't know. And I'm like, no, the answer is simple. You see, because
she gets her rifle out, Scarface, baby.
No, I play, but I'm not about that life for sure, and I'm not about to hold anybody down. I feel like I've even told my husband, I said, you go to jail, and I'm like, I'm done. Like,
what if he went to jail defending you?
Then that's different, right? Like if it's like some Con Air story, You guys watched Con Air, right?
Yeah,
That's a
sure.
beautiful story. So if it were some shit like that, sure. But if it were something because he's like wheeling and dealing, trying to make some money, I'm not about that. Like me, I'd rather not sit at a table than sit at a table that's there because of like bad money.
You don't want nothing to do with it. Yeah, you don't want nothing to do with it.
It's just because in my life, it's never ever brought any happiness. It's just brought chaos, and I just don't want that for myself or my children. I choose how to keep my peace, and by not dealing with because I can't think of a safe way to make bad money, or however you would call it, dirty money.
Yeah, it ain't. That's the thing. It's a gamble.
It's not.
No, I can't think of a safe way to make it and for my children to be safe and for me to be safe. Like, I'm just not about that life. I'm not that bitch. Let me tell you right now. Like,
keep it real then.
Like I swear I'm not. And I know I told my husband, like, if you go to jail, we're done with or whatever. And like, he did for like a moment. And I wasn't, just because I said, that I was going to, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm not the one. I'm not about to hold anybody down. Like,
I feel you. And you know what though? Keeping it real is definitely the route to go. And kept it 100% real. She would hold him down, and I believe her. She says so. So the same thing with you. I'm sure I believe you when you say you're not about that, and goodbye, because you know what I'm saying. It happens.
Like, I'll be here for like side needs or whatever. But like, I'm just so sure that most men are not okay with what I'm gonna how I'm gonna be living my life, and I'm not about to, you know what I mean?
Stop living.
Lie to somebody, and pretend like I'm somebody that I'm not. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I don't know.
Super real.
To be honest, I think that's I think the fact that you're honest about it, that's the best thing. Because, so let me go some backstory. I've dated a person in jail before, in prison. And unfortunately, he broke up with me because I kind of cheated on him. Babe, like, we wasn't married and I couldn't get my conjugals. Like, something gotta give.
Anybody that gets locked up, that's like a reality that you gotta face, period. You know what I mean? If you the percentage of women that actually wait and hold you down is probably way lower than you think.
I'm telling you, if these gentlemen were okay with these women getting their needs on the side or whatever, and then just being okay, you know what I mean? Then it'd be one thing. But I feel like it's not okay with a lot of people.
See, but that's the thing also, though. That goes both ways, because then what if it's like, okay, I'm out. Let's say I'm free, right? And then I'm like, yo, I travel a lot for work. Well, fuck it. I get to fuck some bitches too, because I'm out here. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Well, hey.
I mean, that's like a whole story. That's a whole podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole podcast in itself. You know what I'm saying? But so you down for that too, and then Anne's like, hell no. She's like, nobody's fucking nobody.
Listen, I feel like if I was to go to jail, I would have an expectation that my man would fuck somebody else. But like, just because you travel for work, the fuck, there's planes everywhere. I'm gonna travel with you. Don't worry, I got you.
Like, I can't travel with you to jail.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I had conjugals and shit when I was in prison at one point. I'll keep it real with you. So we're gonna jump into that. Like, being somebody that's been in relationships with and been incarcerated, it's the worst fucking thing to be in, because you're miserable. You know what I'm saying? You're better off. What would be cool, like you know what I mean? It's because it's a lot of gassing each other up. Really, it depends on how you approach people. If you're honest with somebody and tell them that this is just what it is and this is all it's gonna be, then they have a choice. Like how you said, if you're like, yo, if you're going to get locked up for some stupid shit, just know I'm going to be doing this and that. I'll still hold you down. But just, whatever the case might be, you give the person the option, right? You let them know, okay, boom, that's what it is. But a lot of times people think that they're ready to live that lifestyle, and they're not ready, because when you're married to somebody, it is or married, but in a relationship with somebody that's incarcerated, it is a commitment. It ain't just a sexual one. You know what I mean? It's also support. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Logistics, helping them out, you know what I mean? Maybe law work, appeals, talking to lawyers, shit like that. So it depends. It's a lot of work, and there's not a lot of females that will actually want to do that. And some I've known some that have. Now, whether they went out and did some shit, I don't fucking know, because that's not none of my business. But I've seen people that have been incarcerated and their women held them down the whole fucking time. And he did years and came home and they still together in the whole shit, you know. And then I've also seen it go to shit as soon as you come home because, you know, it's fake. A lot of people, when they get in relationships, and you can tell when somebody's moved on, you know what I mean? So,
you can tell based off of like even the way the conversation begins to go.
It does.
So that's what I was told. I was told that, like, I mean, one, I feel like he shouldn't have asked me a question he didn't want a truthful answer to. So that part. Plus, I do want to go on record and let all the listeners know I didn't just like cheat, like just for the sake of cheating. I was already like, I think a little over a year in, like a year and a half. And after a while of just not doing nothing, I had the conversation of transparency. Like, look, these are my needs and I need to be bed. Like, this is not working. And he told me it was okay, but he didn't tell me it, and we agreed if it happened, if you ask, I tell the truth. That's back in my naive days because I told the truth.
Just tell me I won't be mad.
And exactly. And so now
I won't be mad at you.
Now I'm just like, man, I should have never told the truth about that shit. Because he's over there married and happy with a dog. I'm like, oh. But no, I'm really happy for him. I'm really happy for him. But what I can't say is like, from the perspective of a person who was like, because keep in mind, also my husband has been to jail too. So from the perspective of a person who dated people who have been in prison and like going to those visits every single weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and holidays, making sure that you handling their business and still making sure you handle your business and still trying to have a life and still like, honestly, it turns into a fucking job. You got to talk to lawyers. You got to talk to like different people. You got to make sure that the family stay connected. If they go on lockdown, you got to make sure that he's good. Like there's just so much anxiety that comes with it.
It, you know, it depends on how your love is though too. If your love is conditional, then you know it's like the same thing if somebody gets injured. What if somebody fucking ends up in a wheelchair with either one of the two? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You have to be honest.
Like, what if you got to wipe their ass for the rest of their life?
Exactly. Like some people will bounce and be like, I ain't gonna do this shit, and other people will be
this ain't gonna work.
You know what I mean? And
I feel like the difference though between like getting in a wheelchair and jail time is that jail time is something that you did to get yourself there, and a wheelchair is something that may have been an accident. No,
I mean it could be. It could
because sometimes you go to jail and it's
actions too. A wheelchair, you
so like you could be put in a wheelchair just because of the fact that you was trying to rob somebody, and because they actually had a gun, they actually shot you in the back and turned you into a paraplegic.
Yeah, well, you weren't paying attention and you crashed your car and hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like there's
doing what you were supposed to do. You should have been eyes on the road. You feel me? So it's really,
I think the biggest part of
at the end of the day, love is conditional.
And the biggest part of both of those is when people go into situations like jail or hurt, they have cancer, big changes like that. They change people's personalities. It's not uncommon for you to have to, whoever the person who isn't in that situation, which is usually the women, to have to be more of, you have to be more mindful of what it is that you're saying, but you also have to be like this super woman or Superman in the form of support, because sometimes the biggest challenge is not physical. Yeah, it is. And a lot of times it's not physical, it's more mental. Like even a person in the wheelchair example, now they can't use their legs. They're frustrated every single day. Everything is getting on their nerves. Like people's attitude shift, and they be like,
"Yeah." I mean, that's the same thing. Like my philosophy about relationships and jails is don't do it. Mm-hmm. You know, I talked about it in the podcast before.
You said in relationships,
huh?
You said
relationships while they're in jail.
Like, while in jail,
I'm like, you're in when talking about don't do it. I'm confused.
No, like I said, my perspective on relationships in jail is like, don't fucking do it. It's like I said, I was in two relationships on two different terms, and it was just bullshit. It's the same thing. Like it's everything you just described. It's like after a while, it just got hella dry. It's like, yo, I know you're obviously going through something. Yo, if this is not where you want to be, then speak up right now. Like, stop playing and fake doing this shit. We can get it over with. And you know. That's how I was when I got incarcerated on my last term. Like I was telling you, you know, I had somebody, I cut her off. I was like, yo, go be free. I'm going to go do some time now. I'll run into you when I see you. That's what it is. Well, whatever. You know what I mean? But she wanted to take it there. I was like, you're not ready. And she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. You weren't ready. Hey, best thing that ever fucking happened to her. You know what I mean? Real shit. But
that's her fault. Now she missing out. Her bad.
I think
she said it before. I've heard her say it before.
You're missing
multiple times.
They're all missing out. You guys are amazing.
She want that old thing back. You feel me? But nope. But that's
you're lost. You're bad.
But you know what though? It's like it's all perspective at the end of the day when this thing comes to. It's like, 40K, 250K. It's what a person prefers. If you're straight up with somebody, then it's whatever. I was just trying to get like y'all opinions on that because you know what I mean. It's an Instagram debate. You know what I mean. We don't know what that means nowadays, but it's.
But wait, what is your choice? So if you could pick a woman,
a female that was making 250K street money, or it depends. If we're in love, then you know what I mean. Whatever. If we're in love, then whatever. Either or. Because whatever she is, I'm a supporter, right? But if she's just somebody that I'm like, hell no, like I ain't trying to get caught up for your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, got me fucked up. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might have 250K or some money, but you don't know what to do with it. You stupid to begin with. You know what I mean? I can't fuck with you. See the difference between me and my perspective, right? I'm not everybody's perspective because I'm a motherfucking felon. So I can't think like everybody thinks. You dig what I'm saying? I have my own reasons why I don't do shit. You're just not about that life. I already been through that life. And Ann's a willing recruit right now. She's she's ready for the long haul. You feel what I'm saying? And gonna hold you down.
Hey, she says Mr. Right may be anywhere.
Be like, let me hold you down. Like the campaign is real. We're gonna do a digital campaign. We're gonna do the. I don't know if you remember, but we talked about it the 100th episode. We trying to do the dating game with Ann. We're gonna bring
teammates now.
Three people. We're gonna try to get them on the podcast via Zoom, and we're gonna try to see if they can shoot their shot live to Ann and y'all. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just sit here. I'm gonna change the background too. I feel like it's pimping, so I'm gonna have to be like in one of those, library or something. You feel me? Something more fly in the background and shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
no, you know what we gotta do though? Like, because I'm going to need your guys' help, so y'all gonna have to have some form of like a card key or something for y'all to actually be able to like rate the person.
We'll do like the dating game, yeah. Like remember back in the days when you just pull up the cards and shit. Like, none of you motherfuckers, none of you little young ass kids. If you're under 25, right? If you're under 30, damn near, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. Under 30.
Yo, in real life, I cannot stop youngsters from talking to me. Like on average, the guys that approach me are like, I would say, they like 25 to 29.
Somebody called me in a chat room and I'm like, ew, am I that old now?
Hey, cougar is not an age, it's a perspective because it depends on like obviously to an 18, 19-year-old, you're a fucking cougar. No even if they look at you like that, they're just you're a cougar.
A cougar is somebody though who is
the technical term.
Yeah,
no, I know that, but I'm saying I'm speaking from the perspective what you see once again online and how people speak about shit. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like I said, if you're too young, man, you don't understand this shit. Like, you know what I mean? You don't understand the lingo and how it's really supposed to go. And what I was always told, cougars were like 45 through 60.
No, see,
or 50 or something like that.
The number, though, the age, and so that's what I liked when somebody said is that the cougar. It was an older woman. It don't matter the age. An older woman who goes after younger men with money. With purposes of like.
So then y'all some cougars. What the fuck's the?
No, hold on, wait, no. I thought it was. So wait, then what's a puma? Because I thought it was a puma. Yeah, because you got pumas.
There's different. Yeah, I've heard of that too. There's different.
So like a puma. So I would be considered a puma because I'm in my 30s, and then a cougar is in their 40s. So like
that's puma, what I thought too.
Yeah,
but I did know that that was part of it. You can't just be a cougar like, hey, that's my auntie, she's a cougar. Like, nah, if your auntie's a freak, she's a cougar. You dig what I'm saying? So that's different. That's a little different. You know what I'm saying? So if your auntie's a freak, then she's definitely a cougar. But that's part of the aspect. Like I said, if you're too young for this conversation, you don't know what we're talking about. It ain't gonna make sense to you. You know what I mean? All you under 30.
If you're too young for this conversation, go to bed.
Yeah, nah, there's adults right now, unfortunately, in the world that are adults and have no comprehension of what the fuck we're talking about whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we're here. We're here to fucking educate the masses. You dig what I'm saying?
What, pumas and cougars
and all other wildlife. You know what I'm saying out there. So look, and you know, I think it's about that time. So what we doing, Ann?
Okay, so we are going to.
You gonna take us out or what?
Yes. All right. So this was like a great episode. I'm super juiced. I cannot wait. Oh, my bad. I just had a brain fart. I'm sorry.
It happens on the podcast and anything. She's like, wait, why am I here?
Okay, so this was another episode of No Invite Podcast. This was episode number 97, and we will be back for 98 next week.
All right. So where can they find the No Invite Podcast when they want to, know everything and everything about what the fuck we do?
Oh, yes. If you want to get everything, all No Invite Podcast, you can find us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast. You can also go and find us on YouTube. There's a lot of content there at No Invite Podcast.
Yep, the channel is RiBirth Media Films. That's RiBirth Media Films with a Z. And get used to this because this is all you from now on. Yeah, just saying. So when I shoot you the alley-oop, then you slam dunk this motherfucker. All right. All right. With that being said, we appreciate y'all. We're gonna have some new shit coming at y'all soon. So hopefully everything. And Hot Momma, where can they find you at?
Go look at my tie-dye at Totally Tie-Dyed Designs on Instagram.
Okay. All right, and it's for me. I'm Blaze. You can find me at Blaze1Diz_ on Instagram. You could also go to your mama's Facebook page. I'm probably on there somewhere, and she done hearted all my pictures.
Oh my God!
Back. In fact, tell that lady that at work. You know what I'm saying? Tell her to not be sexualizing me like that at work. and sticking your tongue at me and all kinds of shit. That shit wasn't cool. But you know what, though? At the same time, I understand, everybody, older people got needs too. So I'll be the eye candy. It's nothing, you know what I mean? I'm okay with that. And I'm going to have to make sure I tone up a little bit more, hit some more, you know what I'm saying, when I get around her, you know what I mean?
Come get the boy.
So we out then, all right? We done, Ann? It's good?
Yes, we're done.
All
See y'all later.
All right.